weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
I like 'em raising fun, sun up, sundown, no doubt. They're out there working hard, 'cause they know what it's worth to get their hands in the dirt. Like cash them in a bar on a Friday, but you'll see 'em in a church every Sunday. Those good old boys sure know how to treat a heart. I like 'em raising fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Country with Celine. I'm your host, Celine, and joining me today is the one and only Erin Kirby. Erin, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime, girl, anytime. So you had a busy year today. A busy year, I should say. You released a number of singles. So tell me, how good does it feel to have all of these out into the universe?
It feels amazing. It's definitely been an awesome year. I've been, just waiting patiently and trying really hard to stay patient, with writing these songs over the past couple years, and now being able to finally release them into the world is just amazing, and the response has been awesome. So yeah, it's been a fantastic year.
Okay, if you had to pick one, so we'll go Boys These Days, Redneck Rich, and Raised in a Barn. Which one would you say is your top tier? I know they're all your babies and it's hard to pick, but if you could just grab one and go with it.
Definitely Redneck Rich.
Yeah? Awesome.
Yeah. I just love that song. It totally changed the perspective for me, like with songwriting and finding my sound. And it's just so me that I love that song.
I love that. Actually, I want to get into a bit of your upbringing as well, because I was watching some of the clips and I think in your bio, it says like Tom Girl with Glam. I'm pretty sure that was like your bio. So I was wondering when I saw that song, were you raised like a true Southern girl?
Yes, so I am from a small town in North Georgia called Jasper, and it's a pretty country town. I grew up on a little bit of land, and we've always had animals. My brother and I spent most of our free time outside growing up, either on a four-wheeler or just getting dirty. So yeah, I do like to call myself a tomboy with a glam face, because during the week it was like me outside all the time, and then on the weekends I would do pageants growing up.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's the true Hannah Montana. Montana combined in real life. I love that. Actually, now before we get into, because I want to chat about another single of yours, because once I heard it, it was an automatic download. Boys These Days. I'm like, that we can all vouch for. But before we get into that, I just want to ask, how did you get into country music? Was it something that your parents played a lot of while you were growing up, or was it something that you discovered a love for later in life? How did that all come to be?
So even though I was raised up pretty country, I didn't grow up listening to country music. My mom's from Chicago, my dad is from Georgia, but country music was not like a main genre in my house. So I would usually listen to either old Motown music or old rock music, and then sometimes pop here and there. So when I first started singing, I would only sing soulful songs. So it would be like Etta James, James Brown, Nina Simone, staying in that realm. And then as I grew older and started songwriting, I just went straight to pop, because that was kind of what made the most sense when I was, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And then I found country music on my own when I started driving and really learning my hometown and being able to venture out and kind of grow up a little bit or whatever. But I found country music and fell in love with it. I knew it was for me because I could tell my story and I could still be relatable with my countryside and just be myself.
Country music is the best genre. I don't care what anyone says. It is. I'm willing to stick by that till the day that I go. But that makes a lot of sense when you say soulful. Like, your voice is very full when you sing, and it's a gorgeous voice. And it kind of, when I was listening to Raised in a Barn, I got Gabby Barrett vibes. Have you ever gotten that before?
I get that all the time. And when she used to be blonde, I would get that I look like her.
See that. I can see that now that you mentioned that. That makes
So many people would mistake me for her. I think there was one time I was going in the Starbucks drive-through and I pulled up and the guy, he looked at me and he looked away and he goes, "I'm so sorry. I just freaked out a little bit because I thought you were Gabby Barrett."
I
Oh,
I love that. That's awesome. Have you ever met Gabby?
I have not. No.
Well, I think we need to make that happen so you can meet her and maybe one day have a song together. I feel like that would be very powerful. And a picture. We need a picture together.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of her. I love her, so that would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, it will happen. It will happen. Now going back, boys these days, girl, let me tell you, when that song came out, straight download. Me, a bunch of my friends, absolutely loved it, absolutely blasted it. I want to know the story behind that. Which we're talking about how many guys here that like pissed you off and like what's going on?
Well, this is a really fun write. I wrote it with Kylie Sackley and Joey Hyde, and I went in. I had previously had food poisoning that week, so it was like my right back, and I was not all there. And then right before I got sick, I had gone through this little like situation with this guy, and it was very unfortunate what had happened. He was totally a jerk. So I go into this write. I'm already just like, it's not a great feeling. I'm excited to write. But we go in and Joey's like, oh, I got this love song idea, whatever, whatever. And we start like kind of writing it. And I was just like, guys, this is not where I am in life right now. Like I cannot write a love happy song when I have been in bed for 4 days and also just had this like jerk totally ruin the vibe. And so I started telling the story. And Joey goes, oh my gosh, the boys these days are just ridiculous. And Kylie said, that's the song, Boys These Days. And we wrote it in like just a couple hours.
That's awesome. I mean, I feel like that song could come together pretty fast when you deal with a bunch of a-holes in the world. You have your fair share of them. Because what is going on with all the boys these days? Let's be honest here. Something's up with them. I've dealt with my fair share of situationships, as we say. Like
Yeah.
let's not. Have you found a good guy right now, or are we still flying solo here?
Maybe I found a man these days. I like to say he's a man instead of a boys these days. So, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, we need men. We need
Need
men.
men.
No more boys. No more boys. Okay, so with all these singles that I was mentioning, are we gearing up for an EP release, an album? I mean, obviously not right now because it's nearing the end of the year, but how about in January, February? What's going on?
Yeah, so January, I'm definitely going to be releasing a single, I believe. And I went ahead and recorded 5 more singles over the summer, so those should be coming out shortly. I'm not sure if I want to go ahead and do a few singles first or just drop them in a whole EP because I love all the songs so much. So we'll kind of, stay tuned with that, figure out what I'm going to do within the new year, but I do know that I will be having a single coming out very, very soon as January starts.
Hey, that's good to know. We got new music from Erin Kirby on the way. That's what we're all been waiting for. And if you drop all those songs, I'm sure nobody will be upset about that. And you hopped on a track with Kameron Marlowe. I love Kameron Marlowe. A bunch of us do. It was called I Can Lie. How did that song come to be? I mean, it was his song. Did he reach out to you and say, hey, do you want to hop on it and do like a quick little duet with that?
So it all came from TikTok. Cameron had posted like the voice memo on his page of I Can Lie, the Truth Is, and said like, oh, I'm looking for a female, go ahead and duet this. And I decided to duet the video just for fun. And that turned into something major. God had other plans, and a ton of people saw it, a ton of people loved it. And months went by. I mean, many months. And so I didn't know what to do. I'm still getting comments every day from people saying, why are you not on the song? Where's the song? What is Cameron doing? And I'm like, guys, I don't know. Like, all I can do is post on TikTok. And he ended up surprising me one day. I think it was somewhere just right before we released the song, like a couple weeks. He surprised me in studio. I thought I was going to lunch with my manager and we were going to go check out this place for photos. And we're walking around, they're giving us a little tour, and there was one room that was occupied, and I was like, oh, we don't have to go in there. Like, somebody's obviously in there, and they continued to open the door, and next thing I know, Kameron Marlowe's walking up to me, and he's like, hey, Erin, I saw your TikTok, and I was wondering if today you'd like to record the song and be on it with me. And I immediately said yes. So we recorded it that day and released it just a few weeks later.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Honestly, TikTok, sometimes the way that app works, it really works in your favor, especially with all the duets. You can find so many amazing voices on there. I mean, and congratulations for that. That's huge. And from that, you got to perform that song at the Grand freaking Ole Opry.
I know.
Okay, so think about that. From that TikTok, from you just taking a leap, that happened. You got on with Kameron Marlowe. Now you're performing at the Grand Ole Opry. Describe that whole moment for you.
Insane. So Cameron liked to surprise me or give me at least a little late notice because the day before our Opry performance, I got a call asking if I would perform with him to debut our song at the Opry. And of course I said yes to that. But immediately what went through my head was, how do I get my mom here because she's still in Georgia? And what am I gonna wear? And so I was in a right, but I was like, guys, I gotta step out. I gotta call my mom. My mom got in the car, and after my session, we immediately started shopping. Had to find the outfit. And then the next day I had a write that morning, which I had been like super excited about. So I prayed to God that morning. I was like, God, this is gonna be a crazy day, but help me to focus in this right because I'm very excited about this. And then once that was done, we went to sound check for the Opry. I was just so excited. Like my heart, you could feel it beating out of my chest. It was kind of terrifying, but I didn't let it get in the way. I didn't let that be a thought that was overthinking. But I was really nervous. And then when I stepped on stage, all the nerves went away. And it was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is how it's meant to be. And I was just super happy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's amazing how that all came to be for you. And it's so funny. You were like, you went shopping with your mom right away. That's such a mom and daughter thing to do. I love that. Well, hopefully eventually you get to go back there and perform as well. You never know what God has in the cards for you, right?
Absolutely. Then that outfit's gonna have to be a whole other ordeal.
Yes. Oh my God, we got to go all out for that one.
The pageant Erin's gonna be coming out.
Yes. Oh, how did you enjoy being in a pageant, actually?
I actually did really enjoy it. So I did pageants from 8 to 12, and I highly encourage young females to do them. I did, so you see toddlers and tiaras, and those are more glitz pageants. I did what you call a natural pageant, and I did end up getting into like a national level, but it focuses mainly on interviews, community service, and talent. So those three things I feel like really shaped me into who I am now. So I highly encourage young girls to do those pageants.
Okay, that's really good to know, really eye-opening, because I think when majority of people think of pageants, they just think of toddlers and tiaras, where it's all like that glitz, the glam, and then they're not the brightest people, and that's what you think of, sadly. But I like how you put that out, and you said that it's completely opposite from what we think it is.
Right. You just never know. And it's funny because those natural pageants really start in those small hometowns that people have, just like the town I came from. The small little pageants, they are the most important, and they really made me into who I am now.
Oh, I love that, Erin. Well, honestly, I'm really excited to see all that you accomplish next year, brand new year with your new singles, and maybe a little package deal if you want to send it all out. I can't wait for all of that. Grand Ole Opry debut, fingers crossed, because that will happen. We're putting that out there. But it's the end of the year. Christmas is near approaching, and I saw you posted a little Christmas Instagram post. So you're already getting in the mood. It's November already. I can't believe that. That's pretty wild. So what's your favorite thing about Christmas?
I love Christmas. I'm already wearing my Christmas sweater, as you can tell. I don't know. There's so many things I love about Christmas. The main thing that comes to mind, obviously, is that it's the birth of Jesus, and that is just such an incredible and very important holiday. The fact that God sent his one son for us is just amazing. That's probably my favorite part about Christmas. When it comes to the Christmas traditions and stuff, I am obsessed with decorating and wrapping presents.
Oh, gosh.
As you can see, I decorated. My birthday is in early November, and so every year I'm just like, all I want for my birthday is to decorate. So we are decorating November 1st. We're getting it done.
Right after Halloween, November 1st, we're decorating. That's how it should be. Okay.
Yes.
That's how it should be. And keeping with Christmas, what's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh gosh, I knew
That's
that
pretty
one
much.
was coming. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I love so many Christmas songs. There's so many funny ones that I love, but I really should not say that I love.
I feel like
Honestly,
I already hear some in my head.
like there's definitely some very funny ones. I've always remembered singing since I was a little kid. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Like, who comes up with these ideas? They're just so creative and funny to me.
You know, there's a movie too on that. Have you ever seen the movie?
No, that's probably really sad. Is that sad?
No, it's a cartoon. Well, I can't remember the ending because I was a kid when I watched it. But you know those movies where you think like, did that actually happen? Was that a real movie or was I making that up when I was a kid? But no, it's a real movie and it's called Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It's a cartoon. You should watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna go out and say that's my favorite Christmas song, but I definitely that's the first one that's coming to my mind right now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, how about this? How about this? To sing a karaoke Christmas song. I feel like that you'll go with All I Want for Christmas.
I actually was gonna say Christmas Baby Please Come Home, the Mariah Carey version. So close.
Okay. I love that. You know, it's actually funny that you say that. Yesterday, I was at a Christmas market because, like, it's Christmas time, and there was a karaoke going on, and me and my friend wanted to go up and sing that song. We wanted to go sing that. We ended up singing Feliz Navidad. It was 4 minutes of repeating the same thing over and over again. We're like, ooh, this is probably a bad idea, but it's okay. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
At least everyone can sing along and can easily remember the words.
Exactly. I thought I was gonna forget, but then once I saw it, I'm like, yeah, no, that's just Feliz Navidad. Dun, dun. Oh
That's
gosh. Anyways, Kirby, it was anyways, Erin, it was so nice chat. I work with hockey guys, so I'm always calling them by their last name. That's why that one slipped. So sorry about that.
it's okay with me.
But thank you so much, Erin. I really appreciate you joining me today on Country with Celine. And you know what? I like the vibe going on here. So next time I come to Nashville, if you were there, we are meeting up and we are getting drinks. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.